HBCU Legends family, is Kyle T. Mosley of HBCU Legends on Sports Illustrated, and I'm here with a young and up and rising star. He wants to get his name out there with the NFL as well as the other professional leagues. He comes from Florida Memorial, none other than the wide receiver extraordinaire, Mr. Christian Ederson. How you doing, Christian?
I'm doing great. I love the introduction. I need that every day.
You gotta bring it, man. You gotta have your own introduction. It's
Yes.
like when those guys say, like Coach Prime,
Yeah.
play me my theme music.
Hey, bring my Louis, bring my luggage.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Yeah.
You got to do it, man. If I remember my niece, I know we're going off on a tangent, but my
Yes.
niece one day she was just 3, and she was at a birthday party, and I took her to the party, and she was without her mom and dad, but she and I were playing with a little soccer ball. Then
Wow.
all I heard, "Go Chloe, go Chloe, go Chloe." I'm like, she's kicking the ball and she's like cheering herself. Go
Yeah.
Chloe. I was like, okay. I
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
that's right, Chloe. You gotta be your own cheerleading
I love that.
section as well, you know. So yeah, you have to do that sometimes. So, man, how's everything out in Florida, number one?
Oh, everything's going well. Just being back for this semester has been great. I've been lifting with my football team and running outside with my track team. So it's been very competitive. All my teammates know where I'm trying to strive to. So they've been pushing me and uplifting me. And it's been an awesome experience being back on campus.
So let's talk about your studies first. You are from Illinois, is that correct?
No, sir, I'm
No,
from Ohio.
Ohio,
Yes,
Ohio. Okay, I knew it was up north somewhere. All
yes,
right.
sir.
So you're from Ohio, and how did you get to Florida Memorial?
Oh man, I got here with just faith in God. Really, during COVID, I went to 2 junior colleges, so I transferred a lot, running track
Okay.
and playing football at 2 junior colleges. And then when COVID hit, really, it was a standstill in the world. Obviously, you remember that time. So I was looking for schools, and I always wanted to live in Miami and go to school in Miami. And Florida Memorial came up.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
And who recruited you?
So basically, I didn't get really recruited. I reached out to Florida Memorial because it was a new program, and they really recruit in-state guys. Like I was one of the first guys that came from Ohio, such a far distance to come and perform here. So I really found him. I kept calling him, and then Coach Charles, one of our running backs, coaching our assistant coach now, he tweeted me on he tweeted DM me on Twitter, and man, it's been going great since then.
Wow. Well, that's pretty good. And you've gone through 3.5 years, or how many years over there right now?
So I went here for 3 years. So this will be going for my third year.
Third year. All right. But you're about to graduate?
Yeah, I actually got my bachelor's in
You
20.
did. Congrats.
Yeah, and then I'm actually working on my master's in education right now, School of Reading,
So your bachelor's is in what again?
sociology.
Sociology.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Bachelor's in sociology, and you're going for education. What's your plans? What's your overall plans outside of football?
So my plans, obviously, president, I want to be an elite athlete. That's guaranteed. I work every day for this, and that's something that I want to strive for and put this school on the map. That's my number one priority right now. But obviously, being a leader and being a positivity in the community is key for me, as well as being a teacher or a professor or possibly a principal one day. That's definitely something I would love to do.
Really? Do you
Yeah.
come from a family of educators?
Yes, my mom actually is a Head Start director, and she's been doing education for almost 30 to 40 years. So she's
Oh,
a huge inspiration for me.
oh, well, we have something in common. My mom taught for 40 years
Wow,
in
that's
Louisiana,
oh
for
you
40 years. And she was the first teacher in St. Charles Parish to teach a desegregated classroom.
wow, that's different,
Yes.
especially at
Yeah.
that time. Yeah, I
She,
already know that was different.
she went through a lot, and but she persevered through it. She led her department years later, and she stayed at that school for up until her first retirement. Then she went back to work after she retired a few years to teach in the Catholic school. Matter of fact, so but education is primary, and I know with your mom, that's a main focus for her, right?
Yeah, definitely. Especially, she told me that there's not a lot of black men in the industry. Especially, I realized that because all of my classmates are women, so I'm the only guy. So
Really?
yeah, yes, sir. So it's been kind of like a little hinge when I'm in class trying to discuss because all eyes on me because I'm the only guy. But you just got to embrace it.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. I taught for a couple of years in the Houston area, just as to just help out with some of the young people who needed help with mathematics.
Right.
So I have a degree in chemistry, but I also was almost a minor in mathematics as well over at Morehouse. So keep up the great work, man. I really do think you're saying something that's really necessary. We do need to have more male figures in the school systems.
Right, right. As well as black males. That's very key because especially in the predominantly black places, it's not that many black males that want to inspire and get the opportunity to influence the children. So that's something huge for me is influencing the youth.
Awesome. So, talk to me before we continue to talk about your uh, getting your master's as well as continue on with the education. I know we're here to talk about football.
Yes, sir.
And one of the reasons why is that you were one of the standout performers for Florida Memorial. And talk a little bit about your role as a wide receiver, correct?
Yes, sir. So my first 2 years, I was played slot. So I was the gadget guy, bubbles, slants, reverses, jets. Of course, I was at return, punt return, and kick return. So I was the gadget guy. But my last year, this last season, my coach put me at the X and then the Z to really get me on outside to work my one-on-ones. Because to play in the National Football League, you have to be one-on-one. That's key.
Wow.
One-on-one. So I learned a lot this year playing from slot and moving to outside. So my coach, Coach Roy, definitely taught me a lot of different releases as well as a lot of different intangibles for playing outside because it's a different game out there.
Yeah, yeah. You're battling one on one with the probably the top cornerback uh,
Right.
of the other team, and you have to be able to find a way to get open, right?
Yeah.
And I know when you work in slot, you have either a nickel corner or a linebacker that you got to deal with, and sometimes you can get that separation from a linebacker based upon your speed.
Besides blocking, the blocking at slot is a little different than that's all I'll say.
Yeah. Oh man, you guys take on some weight. I'll tell you that much.
For sure.
Yeah. So now your season's over, and you guys are going into another direction. Do you still have another year eligibility just in case, or are you going to go into the professional leagues at this time?
Oh, I'm going professional leagues right now. I signed with the agency and I think I'm ready to really go for it as well as support and feed my family. It's time. It's time to support my family as well as support myself and get myself at the highest level I can get to.
Okay, excellent. Have you had any workouts or any scheduled workouts like a pro day or anything to that nature?
Yeah, I've been talking to my coach, and I'm supposed to have my pro day at FIU, Florida International University. We still
Okay.
the date just yet, but it should be coming up in March. And I've been training my tail off for it. So I'll be ready.
Now, are you training with other athletes that are also going into pro days, or do you have like a trainer, or how's that working out?
So I'm training with my track coach and my strength and conditioning coach on campus. So it's all here. It's all going on the track as well as lifting in the weight room. And we've had our talks and conversations about where I want to go into. And obviously, being at a lower tier school, it's harder to go to these training places with because the amount of money that you have to pay. So it was kind of hard for me to afford the top tier training to be with the other NFL draft prospects as well. So I'm okay. I'm comfortable here, and I'm just as working as hard as any other guy in the country.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, I applaud number one. You understand your limitations, but you still focused on the goal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's only one goal.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. All right. So, guys, that's Christian Ederson. Let's try to take a look at some of your highlights, man.
Yes, sir.
If you don't mind.
Oh, I don't mind. They all right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's see if we can get this up and rolling. Now that's all right there. You kind of lay it out for that one, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, who were you guys playing against on that one?
So we were playing Ave Maria. This is actually this is our homecoming game. So, the emotions are high, definitely at a HBCU homecoming game. So we had a packed out crowd, and it was actually a free play. Actually, it was on a two hut snap. So the D line jumped. So obviously, free play, our coaches tell us to take off. So I just took off, ball was in there, and I just went up for it.
Yeah, great one.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Now that one you showcase your speed.
Yes, sir.
Right there in your loosest list. Talk about that one.
So this one, I wasn't on kick return all year. Literally, like we had a couple guys banged up, so my coach actually put me back there that game, and man, it just bounced my way. And if it wasn't for my teammates blocking and that crease was open, man, it was just history. It was right before the end of the second half too, so we went into the third quarter with so much energy.
Now, what was your record this season?
So our record this season was 6-4. But due to us not having one of the games due to the hurricane that came this past fall season that affected Tampa, we couldn't play one of our games, which kind of held us up to making the playoffs.
And that game was supposed to be against whom?
Southeastern University.
Okay, Southeastern. Okay, all right,
yeah.
Gotcha. All right, let's look at one more, guys. So is this the back view of what happened?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Ooh, man, you outran everybody. Okay, talk about your speed. What have you been clocked at in the 40?
So I haven't been clocked at yet before my pro day, but I know we've been
unofficial. What's your unofficial then? How about that?
Unofficial, I ran definitely a 4.35 and a couple.
Really?
Yes, sir. So those are just hand times. Lasers a little different, but at practice, we've been running 20 meters, 30 meters, 40 meters, 50 meters on the track. So we've been trying to get it. We've been trying to hit at least for the 40, probably like around 4.4, and I'm running with some track guys. So they're pretty fast. Yes, sir.
Man, that's pretty good, dude.
Yes, sir.
Let's look at another one. You getting me geeked up. Oh, you broke a tackle. Wow. Okay. How many touchdowns?
So I had 2 returning touchdowns this past year, and then I had 4 receiving touchdowns. I didn't I
Okay.
didn't I didn't have the stats receiving like I really wanted to, because we had a 1,000-yard back, so we were feeding him all season.
Okay. But still, that's really good. 4 touchdowns and two on special teams.
Yeah,
Now, have you had the discussion with some of your representatives as well as some other scouts that may look at you from a special teams point of view?
of course, I definitely that's one of my biggest upsides to my game is special teams, and obviously where I'm coming from, I'm gonna have to play special teams, and I'm super willing to play anything to help the team win. That's what I want to do. That's my motto, and that's what I learned here.
Awesome.
Yes,
I
sir.
love it. Okay, one more, guys. You get, like I said, he's got me geeked. Look at your balance as well. Whoa, look at that first step. Decisive, going upfield. Okay, now on this one, from the other perspective, you saw how decisive you went upfield, right?
Yeah.
And from the behind the scenes, why did you feel more comfortable taking it up the gut versus pivoting to your left?
So really on this one, it was really, this was about 2, 3 years ago, but I remember that play because our coach wants the blocks to go out of bounds. So
Okay.
I'm following my lead blocker. So if I bounce it outside, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get anywhere. So I want to follow my lead blockers up the alley, especially if we're doing a right turn.
All right. All right. Because there are a lot of people who are not familiar with special teams. You guys actually have the blocking set how you
Yeah,
want for that particular kickoff, right?
yeah, yeah, yes, sir. So it'll be that we usually do a middle return, left return, or right return. So that's where the blockers really mainly will be, if it's a right return, middle return, or left return. So this right here, we're on the right side, so we're gonna call right return.
Okay. Did you do any punt returns as well?
Of course.
All right. How well did you do on punt returns this past season?
So this past season, like I said, we had a guy back there. I wasn't really back there because I was mainly on.
Okay.
But when I got back there, I averaged almost 14 to 15 yards a punt. A punt.
Very good. Very, very good. All right. Okay. One last one. I know I keep on saying that, but I like what I see. Oh, nice, nice move. Nice. Ooh, ooh. All right, Christian, man, you got some moves on you, man,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and you got good hands too. But I think one thing that is kind of lost in all this, I think you have one. I can tell you have good instincts and good vision.
Yes, sir.
Talk about that element of your game.
So I do that a lot. I work on that a lot because I actually played the game of football being a running back. That was the first position I ever played as a little leaguer. So I feel like those intangibles just stayed with me because you know, playing the game such at a young age, you remember things from playing at a young age to now. And I took those intangibles with me to high school and now to college. So I've always just had that good, just incisive vision.
Yeah, and that's something I keep telling people: you can't teach. It's got to
Can't
be. It's got to be within you. It has to be innate.
just like speed. It's,
Speed as well. Length, speed, size. Right. Can't teach those things, guys. All right. Um, are you working on some of the drills by yourself as well with your trainers and coaches? Because sometimes at pro days they want you to do those shuttles and things to that nature.
of course, I'm definitely working on all of that: the bench press, the shuttle, the L cone drill, of course, the 40, of course, catching the ball and running routes. That's definitely something I'm doing.
Okay. All right. Excellent. All right. Let's talk about you, the person, Christian. We talked about where you're from, the educational pursuits that you are going through at this time, but you as a person, what do you want if there's an NFL scout or decision maker looking at this video, as well as fans looking at this video? What do you want them to know who you are?
So I want them to know that I'm bringing energy, I'm bringing a community mindset, and I'm from a blue collar family. If that's from Ohio, we don't. My family doesn't. We didn't have the as much money. We didn't have a little bit of. We just got by. You know how to just survive. So I'm from that type of just family that knows how to get things done and wake up and go to work, bring the lunch pail and go to work. I'm a hard worker.
Awesome. Now, let's say the NFL knocks on your door, but also let's say another league like the XFL knocks on your door, or the European League, or the CFL. Would you be open to those other entities?
Yes, sir. I definitely am open into anything. I feel like I'm a star player. So wherever I go and land, they're definitely going to get a great athlete, great person, great teammate, and just an overall guy that just wants to get better at football and wants to play around the best and be around the best.
Okay, excellent. Who's your favorite team?
Right now is the Dolphins. I love Miami.
Are you?
I love that's like my number one team I would love to play for. The way they run the offense is see my speed and how I can be used at so many different spots. That's the perfect spot for me to land, as well as I love Cincinnati. They have a great offense and a great quarterback, as well as Tampa Bay as well.
So funny you say the Dolphins. I just interviewed Teron Armstead this
Wow,
morning, earlier today. Yes.
BCU legend.
Yes, HBCU legend out of Pine Bluff. Covered him for many years over in New Orleans with Drew Brees and Alvin Kamara and all those guys.
He loves it out here, though. You know, when you come to Miami, it's hard to leave.
Yeah.
It's hard to leave.
yeah. Teron's a good guy, man, and he's done a lot of great work in the community. I know he's helping out with some of the educational pursuits of young men down there in high schools and things of that nature. So he's doing a very, very good job.
I would love for you to get me connected with him, man. That's
I
one of
will try to
my
do
favorite,
so. I
that's
will
my
try to do
favorite
so.
old lineman right there.
Really? Okay. All right. Maybe he can give you some pointers and some
Yeah.
advice. I'll try to do so. All right. Last couple of questions. When it comes down to you being a option, let's say, and a lot of times you hear these coaches saying, "Oh, I want a big name school, somebody from Miami, University, the U, or somebody from
Florida.
FIU or something to that nature," and you're going to have a chance to go against some of those guys when the pro day at FIU comes to your area. What do you want to make the statement as for yourself when you get into that arena to just challenge those guys?
I feel like it's one of my biggest things is harping is showing that it doesn't matter where you go to school or what your university is or whoever you are. It's about just playing football. And like I said before, the call is a performance based business, and I know how to perform.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And that's what Teron was saying. You know, he came from small school, but he woke a lot of people up with his size, his speed, his agility. That was quite uncommon for someone coming out of a HBCU. You know, so those are some of the traits that you need to kind of keep focus, keep showcasing. I was checking out your YouTube channel a
Yeah.
little bit, and I noticed that you were going behind the scenes, and I think you need to do more of that.
Yes, sir.
Give people a good behind the scenes look at what you're doing to prepare yourself for that job interview, because that's what it's going to be, a job interview, when you have only this much a chance to kind of wake people up and take notice.
Yes, sir. And definitely, I've been told that my coaches have harped on me about that because they know how bright my personality is. But definitely, I'm going to keep utilizing that resource, definitely for people like you and my other viewers and supporters, because I have a lot of people from back home as well as that I met here that definitely are very supportive of me.
Yeah. Look, I think you have a bright future, whatever you choose to do and whatever path God lays out for you. One thing I would just say to you is keep believing in yourself.
Yes, sir.
All
I
right. And I always leave people with this: always be tenacious, never give up.
Yes, sir.
Never give up. All right. All right. Tell everybody how they can find you on the World Wide Web.
So my name's Christian Edgerson. You can find me on YouTube, Christian Edgerson 81, as well as you can find me on Instagram at young.sharp, YUNG.sharp, like a Sharpie. And as well as my Twitter is Christian Edge 81. And that's about it. That's all my resources that I use social media wise.
All right. Mr. Christian Edgerson out of Florida Memorial. He's down there and he will be at the FIU Pro Day. And when's the Pro Day again?
So me and my coach are still planning on and still confirming the date, but it should
Okay.
be in March.
Should be in March.
Yes, sir.
And also, if I were you, just my opinion, if you have a chance to connect with Coach Cozy down at FAMU, or Coach TC Taylor over at Jackson State, I don't know where else is possibly near you to be able to go, but I know they're holding pro days for their guys, and if you could connect with them, see if they can be able to help bring you in for the pro day, do so. Okay.
I appreciate that. I hope we can keep this relationship going and possibly I can keep going on. We can. I love talking. I love being on the Zoom, talking football and talking goals.
I think you have a bright future also in media if you choose to do so.
Oh, for sure. I've been told that multiple times as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's very rare to find somebody as dynamic as you and your presence, and as well as how effective you communicate.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. I think I got it from you.
No, no, be better than me. That's what my dad used to always say. Oh, don't be good as, be better than.
Be better. Yes.
Okay. All right. That's Christian Edgerson. Christian, applaud you. Keep up the great work.
I appreciate you. Flomo. It's our
All right.
time.
Flomo. All right. Kyle T. Mosley here, HBCU Legends. That's Mr. Christian Edgerson. Follow him at his social media accounts. Keep supporting these young guys who may not have had an opportunity to be at the HBCU Legacy Bowl or the Combine, but if they have a chance to be at these pro days, keep chatting them up, following them on social media, post their videos out there, have people to get them to start becoming aware of the talent that is not just always the name brand talent, but there's some great talent beyond that as well. Okay.
Yes, that was well said. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. All right. You take care, and I wish you well. I'm not going to say good luck. I wish you very well, and I'll be very interested to see how you land in the next level of your career as a professional football player.
Thank you so much. I hope you have a blessed day as well.
Same to you. Christian Edgerson, Kyle T. Mosley, we out.